Uh, now, you gotta remember, like all these guys have like joined together. This guy Bobby Hemmett, you heard it? You heard of this guy? He's got like this whole thing going on, and he's opened up a certain amount of doors that like God doesn't really want to close, but he has to close the door because if it's just a wide open door, too many of these motherfuckers will start slipping in looking like they're cool when they're just demons. At the same time, there's always been this issue of who let the demons out, who let the dogs out, who. You know what I'm saying? And that's been a lot of witches and a lot of spellcasters and all these guys that are dealing with all these demonic forces. But they're trying to equate Lucifer with Satan, and that's not helping them out at all. You know, they're trying to equate these things with Satan. Now, if you remember, it's like the black man was attacked spiritually, you know, but everybody was attacked spiritually. You know, there was a certain amount of things where, you know, you get somebody to believe in a God, and you could tell that the Romans knew exactly what was going on with Jesus, because if they didn't think Jesus was a real threat, they wouldn't have killed so many Christians before Constantine. You know, people worry about the Constantine, the Cyrus, and all this other stuff. They worry about the Council of Nicaea, and what that shows is the victory of Jesus against the Roman Empire. Now, a lot of you know about the part in the Bible where the languages got all turned around, right? And that's during the time of Nimrod. You know, that's our peoples or whatever. And I don't even know whether it was the time of Nimrod. It might have been right after him, or whatever the case may be, because everybody likes to point the finger, and it says that just the imaginations of these peoples, you know, are not going to be held back from. So let's spread them out, see what does what. And certain languages didn't make it. The Latin language didn't make it, even though they're trying to slip that in with in the dollar bills and stuff, you know what I mean? But you gotta like them dollar bills, because you're gonna fuck around, there won't be any. You're just gonna have to use a card, then the next thing you know, you're talking about beep. You know what I'm saying? And that's the end of your fucking life. And the sick part about it is the Satanists that are behind these things, like some of them are not even into Satan, but the ones that are trying to look for some kind of way to fulfill that book. You know what I mean? And that's not good. And there are way too many Christians that are doing whatever they can not to fulfill the book. At the same time, they're kind of looking around like saying, when is the last day going to happen? When is the last day going to happen? So that's what's going on up there. And there's like a little argument up there with a lot of these different issues, because remember, Jesus ascended. He's still chilling. You know what I mean? Whoever's asleep is asleep. Paul said that there are people that have risen, and they're in spirit form. But nobody likes Paul because they're scared of Corinthians, and they think, you know, they have sex, their lives are in danger. You know what I mean? They're going to hell for fucking, and like that's what the pastor sometimes is teaching. But it's just a way of holy living. They gotta scare the hell out of you just to get you to a certain level of holiness, and it's not always about fucking. The point I'm trying to make here, yeah, just with our chat thinking about fucking. They don't want to believe in Paul, you know. They don't want to believe in Paul. They don't want to believe in Jesus. They think it's just like, technically, even if you got to remember that even if Jesus is white, God has seen all these black people waking up and putting these pictures of Jesus as a dude with an afro on the wall, and they see these things and they look at it and they're like, is this, you know, is this what they really think? You know what I mean? Like, I got these guys free. It's I'm gonna get into the freedom thing in a minute, but got these guys believing in me, and now if they think that I'm a black dude, now they believe, huh? So then the white people started looking at the black thing, and they're like, wait a second, maybe Jesus was a little, you know, he might have been Jewish. You know, they start with that one, like, oh well, he was Jewish. Okay, he was Jewish. So what the hell was Hitler believing in? You know, why was he shaking hands with the Pope? So many different questions that need to be answered, and nobody can answer them because all the people that's done all this damage are long gone. You know what I mean? And a lot of times that you got to see these things, and it's a test. You know, it's a big test, because suppose Jesus comes here and he looks like Obama. He's white and he's black. You know what I mean? He comes back, and that's what you got to deal with, and you can't do anything about it. That's one of the things that Farad was trying to do to Elijah. You know, he revealed himself to him. You know, he's around, but you got to remember, like, there's a certain level of racism that you as a people have to be able to fight against, and it's not by saying black power, and it's not by saying that you're the chosen people. It's not by claiming that the real Jews are black. It's by accepting the world around you and doing whatever you can for your own safety. You know what I mean? You have a new start. Everybody has a new start. This is a whole mankind doesn't stop with just one culture. It keeps going. We keep evolving the culture. And that's what's been happening with Christianity and with Islam. It's a whole nother story. These guys have all these little things in this little black box, and nobody could go in this little nobody knows what's in the black box. Ask the Muslim what's in the black box. He's gonna probably either tell you it's either the bones of Muhammad, it's either a bunch of it. He can't tell you there's a bunch of idols. He could probably tell you, oh, it's the original Quran, maybe, or this is the spot where what's his name, Muhammad ascended into heaven, or this is the rock that was sent from heaven, meaning that they are fulfilling a prophecy of Daniel, and they don't even know it. They're not really going, in the scriptures it was the kingdom of God that came down like a rock and smashes the statue. They can't acknowledge that because they don't really acknowledge the Bible, you see. But they're sitting there worshiping this one little rock, and they're not really worshiping God. But they want to worship God. They claim that they're worshiping God, but they have to face to the east in order to pray. And they still going, Ameen, at the end of the prayer, you know. Meaning Ameen, you know what I'm saying?